What's going on? It's Romey-Mak. Welcome to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. Today's show is going to feature none other than Karumbe and Sugar Booger. Before I introduce them, just wanted to say, everybody that was dealing with a hurricane, hopefully, your stuff is still intact. Definitely praying for the Keys. The Keys, is going through a lot right now. I believe it took a direct hit and lost a lot. There's a lot of water damage and structural damage that was done. So prayers going out to the Keys, and we're just going to continue to try to move forward. That's all we really can do. I was very thankful. I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful and very blessed that there was no damage to my spot. But that's Florida lifestyle, though. Hurricanes and living here. That's the risk we take. By living down here. So without further ado, let's get right into the show. Karumbe, Shuggy Bug, what's happening? Yeah. Hey, now we got the team back together. We're gonna talk a little bit about the shit that's been going on during the week. Now I heard about this this young lady, the 19-year-old, apparently that was killed at this hotel with Kanika Jenkins. Kanika Jenkins' story, and I wasn't quite sure exactly what was going on. From what I understand, I just understand she died there. Now I heard one thing that apparently she was raped. She was raped there, and then I understand that she walked into a freezer or some shit. She was under the influence, and then now they have surveillance video that just came out showing her walking, looking fairly drunk into the freezer by herself. There's a whole lot of conflicting stories, but what I can say is, it's really fucked up for those kids, to be on, what is it, Facebook Live while their friend apparently is being raped by a bunch of guys. And me being a father, it does make me think about the folks that may be around a young lady anyway. Not even just being a father of a daughter, but just being a person with with value. Why even allow this to go on in such a way that it's one, resulted in rape of a helpless individual, and then two, this individual ends up dying that night, and now no one knows shit, that no snitching thing or whatever the case may be. But it's a very interesting case that's going on, and hopefully they get some answers, man. Really do, because again, there was apparently like 12, I think it was 12 people there. They were at a hotel party. She was there for a hotel party, and I heard something about they set her up for something for like what, $200 or something like that. That shit is fucked up. $200, for that, if indeed that is true. Because again, I haven't confirmed. I haven't seen anything that would confirmation about the $200. That's all I hear, hearsay. But I wanted to get you guys thoughts on that ordeal, as far as what and what you can add to the conversation in regards to Kanika Jenkins. So the floor is yours, Karumbe, man. What you know about it, or what can you?
Yeah, we'll go first, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, Shug, what's happening?
Yeah. So I'm a little confused. It's amazing how there's an investigation going on this young lady, and the videos are popping up all over the internet. Like, you would think that if there was an investigation, the police would have these tapes, these video recordings. And I don't understand how it is that it's circulating around the internet, though. And it's like an investigation, That's crazy, And something doesn't add up about this young lady. It really doesn't. It's sad. A lot of people are worried about the company that she was around. I mean, it's not even about it. The little girl was raped. She was in a prison. Something happened to her, I don't know. It's the whole, it's conflicting stories. Everybody's everywhere with their stories, and it's like, okay, really? But yet this video is circulating around the internet, but it's supposed to be a pending investigation. Like, how did anyone possibly get access to these videos before the police investigation? Or even during it? How was it leaked? You know what I mean?
Which one are you talking about?
The freezer. There's videos on Facebook circulating about her rolling around the hotel drunk and stuff and stumbling and everything.
And walking into the freezer?
Yes.
Did they show that?
Yeah, it's all on Facebook. And I'm like, how in the hell, if there's an investigation, why is videos circulating when the police did have these tapes from the hotel in their hands, investigating it and trying to, figure out what went wrong or what happened?
Yeah.
And it's either the police ain't doing their job, they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and they just, dragging their feet or something, but it just seems fishy on both sides, the investigators and the people that were involved, How does something like that get out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not an investigation at all. Obviously, it's not.
Yeah, it's a bit bogus. Definitely, it's bogus what went down, and if anybody knows the information, these kids know something, they should definitely go forward.
Doing some shady stuff they ain't got no business doing,
Yeah.
And my take on it, man, she's a little girl. She's like 19, bro, like 19, but college and stuff at 19. They like to go away from home at 19. That's just like her trying to fit in with these people. So like I was saying earlier, they put these images of these women that hang around, smoke, get drunk, hang around a bunch of dudes, have sex with a bunch of dudes, Cardi B's and all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's who they promote.
Yeah.
And it's not it wasn't like it was doing it back in our day, because they was with the little kids and the Foxy Browns and all that.
But how did they get away with it in the hotel? I'm sorry, I can't even have sex in the hotel with people banging on the door. So how are you girl stumbling around the hotel? Nobody noticed anything suspicious.
What's crazy is the fact that you get her own girls this somebody back there raping her. That's bogus. You in the fucking room while they don't. No, bruh,
it's just. I believe it has to do with somebody that was working in the hotel and the other people involved.
They see how it is, bro.
How did that video get leaked? Who the hell leaked it?
I'm saying her friend still should be investigated.
Yeah.
Everybody should.
Yeah.
The hotel workers need to be held as suspects. I'm sorry.
Roughly everyone involved. I don't think everybody that night. Only there are a few people that went to that hotel that night that knew that she was going to be raped. If indeed that is the truth, and I'm with you, Ebony, that as far as hotel workers and being alert and stuff like that, as if you're doing your job, but there's a lot of folks that do slack off again at certain jobs, but there's so much that can be said about this scenario and what has transpired, and they really have to kind of just assess the situation and look more into the details. But more importantly, you need these kids, that were there, that did know that that has an idea of what happened. So and I don't know. It's it's a very tragic situation for any parent to have to deal with that, to wake up knowing that your child is no longer here. I would, a part of me would die with me if I, in the event that I lost my child that way. To hear about it that way, to know that I had to bury my child. My child should be burying me. So. It's
crazy that those girls she was around with gave two shits about what happened to her.
Right.
You can tell, and the fact that these motherfuckers is still out there and not fucking being held accountable for this situation is fucking stupid. Now, if there was anything else, I hate to say, if there was anything else, they would have been investigating the hell out of this right now. I done seen fucking, hate to say it, I done seen white girls disappear in the fucking ocean for months. And motherfuckers look for her ass for months.
Oh, they
try to find
about
clues and shit and all the rest of this.
They go buy an NFL player's jersey with the FBI, but they're not going to investigate this.
They ain't investigating this kind of shit.
They're not going to get the FBI involved in it. It's a football jersey missing, whatever the case that dude was missing.
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
Justice for all? I think not. Just saying.
Yeah. That is that's very it's a very tragic like you said, it's a very tragic situation, and hopefully we see something come about with all this. But also want to get into this Jamel Hill situation. Me and Karumbe talked about it lightweight on the on the locker room Wednesday, this past Wednesday. Be sure to check that out on the YouTube when you can. But we just discussed our thoughts on what Jamel said. I mean, she basically said that Trump was a white supremacist and he surrounds himself with white supremacists. I mean, that's what it is. That's exactly what he's done with himself. So it's just one of those things where you have to decide, man. What you keep around you, and you have the audacity to come out your mouth as president to say there's good on both sides. So what is that?
Not only that, man, it's a crazy crap that like they wanted her fired for saying that shit. Like there's people in the White House that want her. Like somebody saying people get talk trash about Obama when he was in.
Everybody talk that trash for no repercussions.
With no repercussions. When you say shit about Trump, they want you fired. They want you hung. All kinds of shit.
Here's the thing, though. He don't have as much money as Trump had. Money. He's not as rich as Trump.
It ain't got nothing to do with it.
Hey, money.
Just like you said, the people you surround yourself with, and the people that support him. Nah, it ain't people. It's dead, but it's also just blatantly out racist people.
Got the money, you run it. It's plain and simple.
No, I don't think really. I mean, money has it. Don't get me wrong. Money matters in this world, but I think Obama's shade of color definitely played a big fucking role. And as far as that goes, and ain't no one gonna tell me anything different, There's
still a lot of people of color who are siding with him, though. And they got, guess what? Man.
The Uncle Thomases that they have, the Uncle Thomases, Uncle Tommies.
Tommy ain't got no job, man. Tommy ain't got no job.
Trump's the bomb down. Yeah, but no. Seriously, Jamel Hill. She made her statement on Twitter because Twitter is now official. It's official document for whatever reason. I never thought we'd get to a point where Twitter just held so much. As far as what it's done now. Like Twitter just is the new. I don't know. It's all right for me to take that official. That's the official statement. There's no. It's not pleasure. Yeah, it's not for pleasure. It's not just having fun with anything. It's an official document, and I can just run that shit in the ground whenever I want to, which is kind of bogus to me. So they wanted, ESPN wanted to fire Jamel and replace her with two other guys, two other black journalists, and they wouldn't have it. They stood with Jamel, and you have to commend them for doing that. Showing that side of them. So no, I'm not taking her job, and obviously Michael, fuck is his name, whatever his fucking name is. He wasn't gonna. The guy she does the Sports Center at 6 shit with, he wasn't going to leave either. He definitely stood with Jamel, and again, I fully support Jamel and her statement as well. I don't see what the issue is, but it's one of those things that we know what time it is. We definitely know what time it is with this situation, man. It's all right. Granted, they call for They called for Shorty's head too. What was it, Kathy Lee? I believe was her name. Was her name Kathy Lee? When she did she had Trump's head or some shit like held up or something like that.
Oh yeah, the comedian.
Yeah, whoever. Kathy Lee Griffin is her name? Yeah, Kathy Lee Griffin. She's not funny. That was just weird. That was still just weird as fuck by her doing that anyway. But you know, and then you know, again, like we said, we got these black folks that's coming out and you know, roughly you know, so in support of Donald Trump, who doesn't support our people in general. Like what was this? We were talking about Darryl Strawberry. He says he wants athletes to stick to sports or whatever, and said that you know, Trump was a great man. Okay, a great man. Is that's that's what you feel? Trump's a great man. So it was great.
He wasn't saying that great leader, but he wants to join the club. That's what it is. He wants to be in the club of the elite. So he's going to sell his soul just to get that.
Okay, let's read this quote right here. President Trump, he's a great man to me. He was always gracious to me. I really love him, his family. I was on his show and he's always been kind to me. I've known him quite well, and every time I've seen him and been around him, he's always been so gracious with me, and I'm always grateful for that. If you don't shut your rock smoking ass up there, Strawberry, get the fuck on.
It sounds very scripted, as if he didn't. That's not.
Yo, can I say something? Can I say something, bro?
All right, go ahead, Kanye. Let Kanye talk. Let Kanye talk. Go ahead.
Let Kanye talk. Yo, on the real, there's people you be around all the time. Like, you go to work with, you eat with, you know, but deep down they don't like you. Like, people can pretend to like you, or pretend to, you know, like black people if they don't like them. Or like some black people pretend to like white people because they work with them. You know what I'm saying? But that's just like anybody. I've known people like my mom would work with somebody and like get home like, I can't stand that damn woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I know everybody's parents have been through that. Like, at least at some point in time, your mom like they'll work with somebody and they have to work with them, but deep down they can't stand them. That's pretty much like what I'm saying. You can tell if someone likes you by their actions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not by the way they act around you. Let's say how they act around other people. If somebody goes back later on and says something about like, well, so and so said, I mean, y'all don't like, you know, gossip, but if this shit keep coming back to you about them saying something, pretty much they don't like you. They're just portraying this shit around you. Might be scared of you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like cops act like they straight around some people when they on cameras. Later on, they scared the shit of you and they'll shoot you whenever they fucking feel like it.
Right.
So that don't mean shit to me, man. And you can blatantly see how he judges, how he see black people.
Well, it could be how he sees. I mean, it could be a lot of things, man, with this whole situation. It could be how he sees black people. It also can be how he sees how he sees women. You know what I'm saying? Like, even for Darryl Strawberry, the way he came at, you know, Jamel Hill was like, that's a little extreme. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's even Jamel Hill. I shared a video of her talking about you know, other athletes speaking out, like as far as how, you know, LeBron, Chris Paul, and all of them at the SB standing firm and taking a stand against something. But now that Jamel Hill does it, it's a fucking problem. You know, it's one of those things.
He's a woman.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, that's a whole nother ballgame. You're gonna bring out
I think it's like that whole situation is stature.
Right.
When basketball players or something do that, it's big. You know what I'm saying? But we're like, she's just a sports analyst or whatever.
So what? She both.
It don't mean that they don't hold as much weight. The only thing to do with Serena Williams, it'll be huge.
She ain't supposed to have
It's how they idolize people. Who they idolize.
They gotta have a voice.
Drag her in the ground. If it was Serena Williams, they would drag her in the ground.
Of course, of course, not a question, and without question, they would definitely do that, and it's very, very sad. We're seeing a lot of things that were, I would say, kept quiet. I won't say it was hidden or whatever, but a lot of things that were like kind of kept quiet about our society have been revealed. The gloves have came off with, I would say, this current presidential regime. Between the people blatantly with the racism and just and the way they treat women, you know, the way they talk. I mean, look at fucking Floyd Mayweather talking about, you know, that Trump spoke like a man because he said grab them by the pussy. So that's what you want. He's got daughters, so that's talking like a man. That's how you would want a man speaking to your kid.
Hey, I'm all with that. Mayweather Promotions, money team, but this is the same motherfucker that was overcutting hoes, so it was overcutting hoes.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of the
pound for pound woman beater, as some people like to say, because they don't like Floyd.
Right, yeah, but I mean, it's
of course he sees it that way.
Yeah, it's fuck. It's fuck. That's fuck shit, man.
You can see what the company he keeps, right? Because his friend was Adrian Broner, you know what I'm saying? The way he treat women is bad too. Pretending to say he want to get married to a woman on public TV and
He's one fight away from being broke anyway, man.
Want her to brush his hair or some retarded shit. Yeah.
He's one.
But that's the company he keeps, yo, man. That shows you how he sees women.
No. He's one fight away from being. You know, like I said, he's one fight away from being being broke, because again, you know, Floyd is all about winning, and you know, unfortunately, for Adrian Broner, he's lost a fight. Floyd, on the other hand, has never lost a fight. You know, so there's certain again the company. Yeah, well, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? So like
this. I'm more than sure he lost more than one fight.
Right.
He was hyped up to be good. I was following him at one point, but he too cocky and he can't back it up. That's basically what it is, man.
Yeah.
If he wasn't so cocky and was more humble, it'll mean more.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. He has no humbleness in him at all.
Yeah, I just think
Floyd,
this
Floyd
why.
Said he was good, and when Floyd said he was good, it went to his damn head.
I just want to know what's with these guys. Obviously, you know, again, you said it's about the business side of it and wanting to be around the elite. But how can you sit here and side with folk, and how can folks not see the wrong and you know, as far as like they don't see the wrong in Trump and how in his acts and how he carries himself, and also you know with Kaepernick, with Kaepernick and his protests though, you know what I'm saying? So like it's wrong for a man to stand up for those that go through, you know, that have been wronged by, you know, the justice system. You know what I'm saying? It's completely wrong to do that. But it's okay to, you know, to shun women. It's okay to shoot unarmed black men and unarmed people of color, period. You know, but again, when you stand up for shit, it's a problem. That is bogus to me. Like again,
yeah, because they used to you standing, they used to you taking your place and shutting your mouth. Well, that's what it is. They used to people just obeying and shutting their mouth.
Yeah.
When they call the military, shut up and color?
Yup, shut up and color, I guess. And you're not doing it no more.
Yeah, I never heard that slogan before, but that's pretty interesting. Shut up and color. No. So they ain't tell my black ass to shut up at all. Well, they did say shut up in basic training, I'll give you that. They just say shut up a couple times. Shut up, trainee. Yeah.
Shut up and color.
Yeah, they talk.
It's that point now, man, where they don't want you to say anything against it, man. You should know your place. Like the Roy say, know your role and shut your mouth.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. These niggas is rocking them. You got these people that's been doing the dance for so long.
Yeah.
They've been doing the dance for so long, they don't know no better.
Yeah. Well, shit is about to change. because what needed to happen is happening right now. Because again, it takes people that look like white people to see the the injustice of colored people, black people, and just people outside of the white community, because obviously they have the advantage, from being white. It takes people that look like them to stand up for folks like us who don't, who really don't have that advantage in the world, or they see wrongs in how they do things, such as that situation that happened at Fenway Park a couple nights ago, where these white people were putting up a banner, and it was hard to take in at first. It says racism is just as American as baseball or whatever, and like for me, I was like, the fuck, that's blatant right there, to be like, yo, like, you mean that's like pro racism. But the statement that was made after the game was to say that they were against racism. So you gotta, people are starting to speak up a little bit more than they have in previous times. It's just real bogus to me that Tom Brady refuses to even recognize the fact that this shit is happening in his town. And like he said, he never heard anything about the Kaepernick shit. He's never paid attention to it. How the fuck can you do that when it's been all over? It's been
a really racist place.
Of course it is. So it took those kids a lot of guts to do what they did to end Fenway Park because of that shit. You know what I mean? They had that shit where the black pitcher was he pitching, or was he at bat? Either way, it was just yelling that he was a nigger and shit like that on there. And
you know what's crazy? I seen something on that thing earlier this week. It was about a guy who thought it was alright to hang a Confederate flag and a slave for sale.
Yeah, and that's what we were going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that too. That shit, like that's the society we're living in. We live in a society that feels so comfortable with doing. Yeah, of course. They see no wrong. There's no wrong. I mean, when you have somebody that has encouraged his entire campaign, what do you expect to happen?
Make America great again sounds like, that's the shit that was funny to me. It sounds like something that's fucked up. I'm like, make America great again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
They thinking these motherfuckers that he cool, these niggas that got some coffee and some tea or whatever, as they say, they thinking it's, we gon' get a job back to us Americans and all. They think it's that shit now. It's bringing back hardcore racism, nigga.
Right.
That's the damn campaign.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up what's going on with our society, and it's just a shame that our children have to grow up in this shit, because again, racism is taught, man. And like, again, you just like kids that are on the playground playing, they don't see that shit, man. They just play, They just want to play whoever's on the playground.
You know what? It's been taught like early. Like, it's been taught of, put them in the lesser classes and.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, you get categorized. Yeah. There's systematic racism. And again, that's the thing that Kaepernick was speaking against. And so what's the thing that that folks do not want, that some folks do not wish to see. Rather, they refuse to recognize it. Again, Tom Brady's one of the greatest football players I've ever seen, man. But to say that, to pretend like you don't know about, you don't know about, this Kaepernick shit and him protesting is bogus. It's been the story. It's been the story of the NFL for the last year. You ain't got that much tunnel vision. You worried about the Super Bowls that you ain't seen that shit. Especially when your friend that's in the White House or Trump Tower, whichever one you want to call it.
SBs or some shit.
I think so, and they also, Trump talked about it.
Was he at the fucking SBs?
I think so. Trump was also
ignoring shit because he don't want to talk about it.
Of course, but same thing, Trump. There's no way he can pretend, he can act like he don't know that because Trump at his rally in Tennessee a couple months ago stated that he's the reason why Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job. He said that shit. Trump said that shit, man. So I mean, they're making mockery of this shit. They think this is funny. This shit isn't funny.
And that's who they support. That's who their strawberry supports. Because
yes, of course, because he's a great man. He's a great man.
That's the kind of shit he likes. He likes for a president not to worry about North Korea.
You got
worry about the storms and the hurricanes and shit. He can't even get a speech right. He talking about some taxes and shit when people fucking houses and shit flooded or whatever. He ain't worried about making himself look like a good president. He worried about mediocre ass shit, keeping people that talk against him from having their jobs. Worried about Jamel Hill having her job, who's mostly black people, by the way, that he doing this shit to. He's worried about debt. He's not worried about every time you turn around, somebody's quitting in the White House or he got to fire somebody. He running the country like it's a fucking reality show. People are so dumb, they don't even realize that he's the same shit on TV. He's doing the same shit now.
Yeah. What else were we gonna talk about? I guess something a little lighter, kind of break up the tension as far as this topic goes. But I want to discuss what we discussed obviously before we hit record on the show. But the statement that somebody highlighted the fact that rapper, actor, philanthropist, Bow Wow, Shad Moss now is what he likes to be called. He came out his mouth and he said that we'll read a direct quote real quick. He says, "I don't want a relationship." This is what he posted on Instagram. "I don't want a relationship. They hold you back. I want a best friend I can sleep with, make love to, hustle with, get money with, travel with, shop with, club with, and live life with. I want a partner in crime, a life partner, someone I can laugh with and build with." You don't end sentences with, but whatever. A woman I'm not afraid to lose because I know they'll always be there. Relationships are played, but a partnership I'll take. I'm not quite sure how I don't know what the Atlanta school system is like, and I don't know if he went to school in Atlanta or if he went to school in Ohio, but he's basically described what a fucking relationship is.
No, I told you.
Alright, be cool. Now you be cool now, because again.
No, man. The business partner, basically he just described that he want a nigga. The only thing he didn't say is, I want somebody that I can put briefs on with. Like, we can share briefs. That's the only thing that this motherfucker didn't add. He trying to be sly with it. But basically, he asked for a nigga. He's like, I want a nigga. Excuse me. He's like, I want somebody I can share body wash with.
That's what that is.
He missing his key words. He ain't using the real ones he want to use though.
Well, nowadays the word when someone says a partner is somebody of the same sex.
Yeah, that's see?
I'm just saying, but yeah. Normally when you say like, hey, this is my partner, I'm not gonna refer to my husband as my partner.
You know what? For me,
you don't refer to your boyfriend or girlfriend as your partner.
I mean that's an open world right there as far as like again, you can speculate. You can speculate all you want, as far as what he's referred to.
Might be out there for you about why I know y'all in the same city, nigga.
Yo.
He out here wearing dresses.
Jock out here looking like Fantasia and Mama D wearing dresses and shit.
They got the boys.
It started when he got that relaxer on his hair. I got his hair
The relaxer.
They're like, oh, dude.
Atlanta,
That nigga walking like Eddie Kane.
Again, much respect to Atlanta, but I have no idea what's going on.
They trying to get
Calvin out,
And Gucci came back skinny.
42.0.
When Gucci came back skinny, shit went crazy, bro. I'm like, Gucci getting back again, nigga.
I don't know. I have no idea what's happening with that situation. But getting back to Bow Wow, man. I mean, basically what he described of not wanting a relationship was a relationship. That was my point. And it's just like, why go out of your way to draw attention to yourself, man? You don't have to do this, man. I know you make money. You make more money than I do. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? Again, let your money talk. Let your money talk for you, bro.
He's just bored as hell. Just call it he's bored.
That's what it is, man. People live out of their means and try to keep the lifestyle they have.
I guess.
He's bored. He's bored.
They have to keep themselves like.
He needs a hobby.
Yeah.
They have to keep themselves in the public eye.
I honestly think there's something wrong with it. I think it could be being a child a child star growing up, and you so used to a certain amount of attention and shit like this. But this is, I don't know, this shit is played out, bro. This is like I don't even know if kids out right now even remember Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? It's not even disrespect him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a great child star, but I just don't feel like the relevancy is there. You know what I mean? Like it's not relevant. I don't think he's relevant right now. I mean, the last thing you probably know Bow Wow for is trying to start the Grammys 4 times. It's like, and the Grammys are gonna start right about, looks at his watch, now. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I know from battle rap, man. He'd be on battle rap, so
yeah. He's on battle rap, but don't battle. Yeah, I got it. But hey, whatever. I mean, he's a rapper, and that's why I would only bring up the fact that he didn't battle. But how could? Yeah, who would he battle against?
He didn't battle nobody. He hosts battle rap shows with Smack.
Yeah. When they used to do it they used to have the 106 in Park thing online or whatever. But they don't do that no more, man. But yeah, that small thing about Bow Weezy, and but kind of getting back to this Jamel Hill thing. So now the White House press secretary with the confusing ass face, she wants Jamel Hill fired.
Yeah, man, it's old, man. These niggas be wildin', bro.
Yeah, it's just so funny, man. It's very sensitive. Why is it? But no, like real shit though, man. Like everything but the kitchen sink was thrown and said about President Obama. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna call for people to be fired just because they make statements. That's you want that? I mean, what has he done? What is it? The situation that went down in Charlottesville, the man came out and said that there was right on both sides. I mean, you tell me what's right about being a neo-Nazi? What's right about being a racist? What's right about, you know what I'm saying? What?
If he wants to get back in to the White House, he gotta be inside of those motherfuckers who supported him with that kind of shit.
I get it. It's a business. It's a business move.
Got him in, he rocking with him.
Yeah. It's a business move. I get it. I get all that, man. But, it's, it doesn't, it shit ain't adding up.
What's crazy? I don't think there's ever been a president where it hasn't been damn near a full year and people ready to kill this nigga. Not a second. Like, people are dead. He is that horrible at his job, man. None of the other people overseas like him. The people in his own country think he's good.
Yeah, this.
It ain't even been a year yet, man.
We got all kind of shit going down, man. We got North Korea firing shit towards Japan. He wanna get down with that. We got what Trump does on a daily basis over here, and it's like we talked about before, man. Well, I have no idea how to be a president, but I do know that you don't divide a country that you're supposed to lead. That's what you don't do. That is one thing we don't.
One thing you do is handle fucking real stuff that need to be handled.
Right.
Like off Twitter, man. You got other shit to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine if President Obama sent one damn tweet. Oh, did he? I don't know how much he did. He probably might have. I didn't follow. I'm not much of a Twitter fan. I don't follow Twitter that much to know. But imagine if let's just say Obama just put up He responded to all the to all of to everyone that had something to say about him being the president. If he said some shit on Twitter, what people would say, you know what I mean? As far as like how he carries himself as president, like what his peers would say about him being on Twitter all the time. And it's just bogus. It's just bogus. There's no other way to put this shit.
I thought he had better stuff to do, man.
It still makes you wonder, how the fuck did he get in that White House, man? You know what I mean? Like, it's something that comes up every day that will make you think, how did he get in there? Again, with no political background. I don't know I'm learning politics. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to learn politics. And again, how do you get somebody in a political office who does not even have a political background? That's
election.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Russia? Yeah. Something will come with that eventually, man. But enough about Trump, stupid ass. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this iPhone X. Ev, you gonna get this iPhone X?
No, I'm not even an iPhone fan. I'm an Android fan. And as a matter of fact, let me tell you something crazy. I just realized that I didn't pay attention to how much my phone actually costs. I just got it when I upgraded. And I looked at it yesterday. I almost paid for a dang old iPhone. The prices I paid on this phone,
right?
Crazy. So I can't talk trash about how much people are paying for these iPhones. Because I'm just as bad.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about this iPhone? I guess it's like $1,000. This iPhone X, and it has face recognition. So it's the memes have been uncanny on online with this shit, as far as like it always boiling back to cheating. Like women are gonna be cutting their boyfriend's faces off so that they can get into the phone, or the one about the women that put a whole bunch of makeup on, they won't recognize it when they have their face off and shit. Or if you get your ass whooped and you got like a mark on your face, it's not gonna recognize it anymore. So.
That's funny, though.
I mean, it's just so funny. They come out with the same device. They might change it up a little bit, and again, we know we're gonna buy it.
Man, they are apps where you can put facial recognition on your regular iPhone you got right now.
Right.
Why would somebody pay for that shit? It's just so fun.
Because it's new, and everybody loves new, man. Like, you just love new. You can put new in front of anything. You can literally put new in front of a bag of shit, and like, oh, this new shit coming out, and people will go out and they're gonna pay attention to the new shit. It'll smell like hell, but it's new shit.
What's funny is we went overseas to Japan. Let me tell you, you know what they were using? That's the flip phone, bro. Playing old games on those phones.
Yeah.
Only in America do we have to have the newest stuff.
Yes. That was start. You gotta blame Steve Jobs and his brilliant idea.
Yeah, barely any motherfuckers I see in Japan.
Yo, Steve.
Almost all these shit is like flip phones, bro.
Well, I mean,
they put games and shit on them though. Like theirs is like, it's a flip phone, but it still do everything opposite bullshit do.
I
was just like, yeah, Americans are fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, we're just made to do that. Everything is new. We've been conditioned that way. Like, think about it. Every year, Madden comes out, and they might shake up maybe 2 or 3 things, but it's still the same game as last year. And the rosters are probably the only thing that's changed. So, but they know people are gonna go out and buy that shit. Same, the NBA 2K.
All you gotta say is new roster.
NBA 2K18 came out last night, I guess, and you used to work at GameStop, and you got folks out there waiting, at midnight to go get this game, and it's probably the same product as last year. The difference is they have like a neighborhood or some shit this year.
Some new legends or something.
Yeah, whatever. They have more teams, more classic teams and shit. But how long you gonna play with? That? That's my question. Play with the classic teams.
There don't be nothing new, man. Nothing new.
Nothing at all. the originality game. I mean, I miss days of Nintendo. Yeah, a lot of times. I'm so glad and blessed to be to have grown up in that era where Nintendo was at its highest. You know what I'm saying? To have a different variety of games. You know, they weren't all the same and shit. You know, you had like your Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, the track meet game. Let's see, what else we had? Karumbe, Paperboy, Centipede, Millipede. What is it? Bump.
Yeah. Bumping in the streets.
Yeah. Super. What is it? Not Super Off Road, but fucking RC Pro Am. RC.
Bike had that bump.
Yeah. Excite Bike. Fucking. Yeah. Skater Die. Double Dare. Double Dare was fun, man. My cousin had that game, Double Dare. We used to play that shit. You had to answer questions, and then you got to do like the physical challenges, just like the TV show. That was fun. The Monopoly. Well, you already know how we do with Monopoly, man. And we overdue for a Monopoly game anyway.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Yeah, you go.
Monopoly streets for y'all that don't know.
You go come up off that fucking boardwalk. That's what I do know. You coming up off that boardwalk in that park place.
You hustle for real. It come easy. Really come easy, son.
Yeah, we definitely get fit. We gotta get fee to play, so I need somebody to hustle, get fee to give up that Mediterranean and Baltic right there, so I can build them houses real quick in that hotel.
You take after that daddy, I heard, man.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. So, we wanna close this show on none other than the talk queen, gossip queen of the late 90s and early 2000s, Wendy Williams, being on the beach, looking like Janice from the Muppets. If you don't know who Janice is, look it up. And
yo, man, she shaped like all old lady on
I say what? I say
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
How she could walk with the big old titties.
Yeah, but there's no ass period. There's no ass. There's no thighs. So it's just like, I don't know. It's like I said, she's built like them fucking them cheese snacks.
The queen of petty.
She just built like those. She built like those Kraft cheese snacks with the sticks, the little two sticks. Or what is it, Twix? She built like Twix. What else would we talk about? 2 popsicle sticks.
Man, I like eating Twix. So many for that.
Popsicle sticks. You name it. Yeah, bring it back. She got Twix, Janice, potatoes, tomatoes, all that.
Man, you sent me that shit, man. I was like, she look like she seriously look like Elmo's world. She look little skinny ass lady.
But a lot of people probably don't remember Janice from like you had to see like the Muppets Take Manhattan.
Everybody else they got and they get the nerve to get mad about getting crowned.
Yeah, she went at T.I. Wife. That's kind of jacked up. She did have Tiny on the show, so I imagine Tiny will reply with something. Nah, but that's neither here nor there. It's funny. It's just it's all. It's all in fun, man. She looked like Janice. That's all. I'm entertained by her show and her breasts, but I digress.
That's all it is.
That's all we learned. Is number of breasts. They took all the air and bone from from her legs apparently and put it into her damn titty. That's what that is. They have taken air and bone. That was an air and bone surgery.
Mike Tyson push out character, nigga.
She does look like. She do look like Don Flamingo. She do look like.
She look like a flamingo.
She does look like Don Flamingo, bro. You punch that motherfucker. You gotta make sure you keep the rhythm right, and he'll knock out completely though. This one time.
This nigga
Yeah.
Punch out scenarios and shit.
Damn Skippy.
Somebody need to make a meme on her as a punch out character.
What was the other cat? Fucking Great Tiger. Yeah, Great Tiger.
Like Majin Buu, nigga.
Wow. Ah, damn, man. Yeah, Janice, man. I'm sold. I'm sold on Janice though. You ain't gonna tell me shit, man. She looked like Janice from the Muppets. Like Kermit. Like that's like they all sound. You know, Jim Henson had a lot of voices for them. Frank Oz. Well, you know, whichever the one. Yeah, I think it was Frank Oz, the one that did all the voices. But yeah, just the way they had the female sound. It's like sound very masculine. Besides Piggy had, you know, the little high pitched shit. But yeah, look up Janice and you will see Wendy Williams in the flesh. But again, it's all in fun. All it is, you know, fun is fun. Jokes is jokes, you know. Like
she your ass in real life, man.
Yeah, she can clown. She is going to, and that's fine. She'll be 50. She'll be in her 50s by then, man. So she ain't got time to be worrying about me, man. And if I get fortunate enough to be talked about like that, I'll take that in stride, man, and ride with it. That's what you do. You embrace it. You embrace your shortcomings, man. I know I don't have it all.
I know I got it coming, man. God dang.
Yep. You got it.
Wrong day, nigga. I'm gonna wear a mask on TV. I'm gonna be ready.
Kodak Black shit. Yeah. Sure enough, on like the Breakfast Club when he had the mask on. But oh yeah, Eb. But you know, before we get out of here, Eb, you got your rant. You got a rant you want to?
Yeah. Dang, I just forgot. Hey, I forgot what I was about to rant because I just enjoyed this conversation we was having.
Right.
I straight up forgot my rant, yo.
Work shit?
Work shit, man. I'm tired of talking about work, man. I'm just tired of that, man. You know. Hey, all I got to say is if you are unhappy in a certain situation, work related, relationships, whatever, do something to make that change to make yourself happy, and don't do things just to make everybody else happy. Do it for yourself. That's your
rant for the day.
Yes, always take care of yourself first, cause ain't nobody gonna take care of your ass and trust nobody but yourself.
Damn, boy, he fucking going straight down.
She just said Stone Cold Steve Austin's a motto, that's all.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Nobody.
She don't want to work in a corporation and be in a corporate ministry.
I was raised by a great group of women who taught me that.
All right. Jeffrey, what you? Hey, all right.
Stone Cold taught me DTA, so you know what I'm saying.
Of course.
Stone Cold Steve.
Michael Collier taught me in House Party 3. He said, "Trust your mama and cut the deck." That's it. You know. So.
You talk about my brother, my sister. Don't you dare talk about my mama.
Yeah. He said, take my jewelry, but don't fuck with my money. That's it. You know.
The money, honey.
Yeah, it was great. That movie was horrible, but had some great moments in it. You know, House Party 3. Jeffrey, did you what's something you want to put the folks on, man, before we close out of here?
Oh, I actually thought of something, man. I was listening to oldie but goodie, man. The Riding Dirty soundtrack UGK.
Yeah.
UGK.
Cause I've been in the Pimp C mode recently.
I'm talking about that dick in the booty air.
Yeah, Pimp C with Riding Dirty.
Pimp C, bitch.
If you ain't never heard Riding Dirty, what threw me on to it, I went through the front gate bumping Riding Dirty. And some young ass dude was like, "Yo, man, you from
Houston?"
Nah, he ain't say Houston. This motherfucker said, "You from like Little Rock or some shit." I'm like, Little Rock? What are you talking about? No, man. I got 4 fucking plates. I'm like, I'm from North Carolina, though, but.
You gonna say it again, North?
Yeah, North, nigga, North, like no damn body.
Well, he thought your Barry White looking ass was from fucking Little Rock. That's all, man. That's all that is.
I ain't know they listen to fucking UGK out there in the Rock. But you know, apparently they do hard.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so yeah, UGK, Riding Dirty. Be sure to listen to that. Yeah, what is it? You can follow. I'll give contact information real quick, and then we'll close this shit out. You can follow Sugar Booger on Twitter at Croon Booger on Twitter, and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at ROMEY_MAK. I'd say today was a pretty good show. I mean, tonight was a good show that we had, you know, and a good discussion with the Jamel Hill situation, and definitely riding with her on that. Trump, you still be doing some fuck shit, but what it is, man. So yeah, for sure, you still be doing some fuck shit, man. We're gonna call it what it is. 45. You got it.
I need to create another Facebook account.
The names of the people on this show did not, you know, say how Sugar Booger feels or all that shit.
Yeah, of course. This is solely me. I've served my country. You know, I won't say it. I've earned the right to say anything. I just spoke my mind. That's all. I just made a statement, and that's all it is. That's all it is to it.
Gotta speak that shit.
Yeah, of course. But again, like I said, before we sign off, I want to thank everybody for listening to this for this podcast, and there'll be more to come. Just getting started. Actually, the Karumbe and Sugar Book didn't know that I was, I had this on Facebook Live. So this is the first time I'm doing Facebook Live. So we'll see, the type of reaction we get from it. Maybe there's, we can pull in more listeners, and we'll see what happens. So we'll try to do this, every week if I can. I wanted to do the Skype thing so they can see everyone, but I'll work at that, and Yeah. Mask off. Mask on, rather. You switch it up. Yeah, man. Mask on. Fucking mask on. But from Sugar Booger, from Karumbe, and of course Romey-Mak. We out. Peace.